All right, good morning. We are live today. Let's go through the market. So first thing is I want to check out how everything looks like. How everything looks like on our YouTube page. All right. So first thing is okay, now we are live. Now let me just share this to all our students so they can join us here. All right, so as usual, if you have your list, please let us know. If you have your list, if you have any assets you are watching, any asset on your list, please let us know so that we can go through together. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I am sharing this link now to our community members so that they can join us. So this is the English version. Now I have a lot of currency pairs on my list, but as you all know, you guys can comment which ones do you want us to go through first. Okay, comment the ones you want us to check out first. All right. Okay, so I'm waiting for you guys in the comment section. Drop your currency pairs. Let's walk through together. Let's walk through together on this one. So I will go through the comment sections to see the comments. All right, so like the stream. Okay, we have AUD USD. We have AUD USD. We have XAUSD. Yeah, good morning. So now let's go through AUD USD. AUD USD. This is the chart of AUD USD. So the first thing we have to do is to start from the weekly chart. From the weekly chart, price is still bullish. Last week was a doji. That was an indecision in the market. There was indecision in the market. That was last week. Now on the day chart, okay, we can't really say where the market is going on the day chart. Can't really say where the market is going around this zone. So we need to go to the 4-hour chart to study our market structures. Here comes our market structure. Here comes our market structure on the 4-hour chart. Here comes our market structure on the 4-hour chart. Please, I need to refresh my chart here to see if you guys are seeing me, because seems things are not okay. Things are working well. Okay, now on the 1-hour chart, this is the 1-hour chart. So based on what we are seeing here, we have some structures taken out here as our first internal market structure shift, and the right here the next low high was taken out. We went all the way up. Now what we add right here, it will be better if price can still push all the way down to this structure here before you mark up. Yes, if price can still push all the way to that zone of 0.68450 or 400. Yes, so for now AUD USD is still not yet in a point of interest. It's just a time for us, this is a time for us to keep monitoring what price has to offer. So we can't see the zone for any trade entry or execution right now. So let's check the 4-hour chart. Here comes the 4-hour chart. There are still some liquidity to be taken above, so let's see how price moves all the way up. But for now, at the bottom, price has to crash to 0.68400 for possible trade opportunity. Let's quickly check out GBP AUD. GBP AUD, there are some structures we have to monitor as a trader here. 1, 2, we swept this low. Now on the 4-hour chart, here comes our 4-hour chart. We have this high, you can see that. So this is the 4-hour chart of the GBP paired against USD. Someone say let's check GBP USD. All right, GBP USD has been added. So checking this out, we have a sweep here, a push down, internal market structure shift right here. We have something like a sweep there. We took out this low high structure. Some would prefer to call it like a change of character. Well, if you call it a change of character, now from this low here, let's see our point of retracement, possible point of retracement. So let's see price retracing to 1.8730, somewhere around this zone, then for a mark up. Yes, so these are examples of charts you should be watching as a trader, instead of stressing yourself on some other currency pairs which are so complex to understand. You can see here These are good examples of charts. You can see how simple they are. So now what you need to do is to patiently wait to see how price will move from this level all the way down. Yes. So let's check our stop loss. Our stop loss shouldn't, okay, our stop loss is around 140. That is for a swing trader. Anyways, that is for a swing trader. That is for a swing trader. So the GBP AUD is on my watch list. The GBP AUD is a trade on my watch list. I have it on my watch list, my priority. Now let's check another currency pairs. So before we check other currency pairs, now let's check some levels on our weekly chart. We have a technical support here. We mark that out. There are some levels here which price used as a demand. You can see that. You can see. So these are clean charts. These are types of charts. These are clean charts. Let me check. I think there's something I'm not getting here. Okay. Just give me a few seconds. I'm trying to correct some things here. All right. So this is what I have on the GBP AUD. Your chart should look like this. Is that clear? Let me make some settings here. So let's check gold has been requested. XAU paired against USD. Under the weekly chart, this is what we have on the weekly chart. Gold is strongly bullish on the weekly chart. Previous weeks was a strong doji candlestick supporting bullish sentiment. Last week was a bullish candlestick. This week we should still be expecting more bullish rally. Yes. So we should still be expecting more bullish rally this week because gold is showing out is still on the bullish swing. Now on the 4-hour chart. Here comes the 4-hour chart of gold. Let's check. Monday there wasn't volume. Friday there wasn't volume because of the Easter holiday. Now today we haven't seen anything significant in the market. On the 4-hour chart we are still having a kind of a sideways market structure. So this is the 4-hour chart. We are yet to see anything reasonable or tangible. 1-hour chart, nothing yet. Can see the kind of a very choppy market structure. This crowd moving market. Let's go to 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. This is what we have on 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. From this swing low all the way here, price crash all the way down. At this level we had a swing up. Now at this zone we can't see anything realistic right here on the 15-minute chart. So the best option is to allow price to flow here any way it likes. We need to allow price to push all the way down. I think we have a significant low here. And we broke this level 1 and 2. All right, let's see from this low to this break of structure. Let's see the 0.61 and 0.78. So let's take note of the 4,420 slash 4,450. That is some gold. This is a 15-minute chart of gold. That is 15-minute chart of gold. Yes. So for now, there's nothing realistic on gold, but if you still want to trade it, you have to take note of those levels we constructed. Those are the possible points of interest. Those are the possible points of interest. All right, that is the level of 4,380. Yes. Am I communicating? So if you can't wait for the price to push to that level, whatever you want to do, it's going to be a very risky trade set up. Yes, so you got to be very careful, very careful. So that is what we have on gold. Someone said this life is not showing on TikTok. There's a lot of restrictions on TikTok. So that is the reason I'm not yet sharing it to TikTok, but I will try to see if I can share that to TikTok. Okay. Let's check this out. Now let's check out GBP paired against USD. Before we go, please check out the supply level on gold. That is supply which comes in at 4,770. 4,770. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. So there's a strong supply here. You have to take note of that level as well. Take note of that significant level. Take note of 4,750. Possible supply, possible supply here, right? Okay. So for now, gold is still complex. We have some structures. Okay, so GBP paired against USD. GBP paired against USD. We have sideways market structure on the 1 hour chart. There's nothing realistic. Nothing realistic right here. So let's check the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, we still expect price to push more down. On the day chart, price is still bearish, so we are still anticipating for more bearish push to the downside on GBP paired against USD. Okay, so we just need to keep monitoring it. So that is what we have on the GU. The only trade I can see which is more easy to analyze is the GBP AUD. You can see that. Let it push all the way down. We look out for possible entry. Let's check GBP Canada. GBP Canada. From the weekly chart, we have this level acting as our support. We have this level right here acting as our resistance. And on the day chart, we have a level we broke right here. That is on GB Canada. We have some kind of choppy market here. Let's go to the forward chart and study that market structures. There was a strong sell around the zones, and we have a massive flow from this high. So this high led to this break. So let's see if price can still give us some possible liquidities. If something come like this, we could see something like that. So we are still monitoring GBP Canada. That is GBP Canada. So let's check if we can stream this to TikTok. On TikTok. Do you have any other currency pair you guys want us to check out? BTC, nothing realistic there. Euro USD, nothing yet. Euro GBP, nothing yet. AUD USD, still downward. New Zealand USD, let's check 15-minute chart. Let's wipe out everything here from the weekly chart. This is our strong support and our strong resistance. On the day chart, we have a swing level here. Price is struggling to break through. And let's check what we have. We have our sweep here, internal market structure shift. We have our daily change of character. We have our structural liquidity. From here to this level, we are expecting price at this level for a possible buy entry. This for swing trading. Those are for swing trader. People want to hold this position for a long time. Let's check 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart price is still moving down. Price is still moving down. Price is still moving down. So that is what we have on the New Zealand USD. Do we have any other asset you want us to check out? We've checked out gold. We've checked out GBP USD. We've checked out AUD USD. So any other currency pairs? Any other currency pairs? Any other currency pairs? So let's see if we can connect this to TikTok. Let's see if we can connect this to TikTok. So guys, let me try to see if I can scan this and get onto TikTok. So guys, for those of you who want to watch us on TikTok, we should be live now on TikTok. All right, we are about to go live now on the TikTok. So for those of you want to check, for those of you want to check out on TikTok, we soon be live now on TikTok. All right, and here we go now. We are now on TikTok. So for those of you who want to join us on TikTok, okay, we are now on TikTok. TikTok community, you are welcome. Thank you for joining us. Now, let's get back to our analysis. For those who are just joining us for the first time, this is ChartsEmpire Trading Academy. So we are running a live stream analysis. This is a live stream analysis. Okay. So we've discussed lots of currency pairs from our Yoruba channel to our English channel. So we are now streaming to give opportunities to those who haven't joined us on our TikTok. So if you are joining us on our TikTok now, you can as well participate using the comment section to suggest any asset, any instrument you want us to analyze. All right, so thank you guys. Now we have Euro USD from YouTube. So Euro USD from YouTube. Now please, let's finish what we have on New Zealand USD. Someone is asking, can I start afresh on New Zealand USD? Now on New Zealand USD, we have resistance yet to be taken out at 0.60798. We can see the market is bearish on New Zealand paid against USD. The market is bearish. It is bearish. Yes, you don't need an indicator to tell you the market is bearish. And at the bottom, we have a strong technical support level. And this is the first thing you have to do before you do anything, before you make any decisions in the market, before you make any decision. On the weekly chart, we have another swing level which we marked. You can see last week was a bearish candlestick which broke the low of that key level we constructed from the weekly chart. You can see the low. You can see the low which acts at the 0.57024. See the low right here, guys. You can see the low on my screen. You can see that low. Oh, I think I'm sharing the wrong screen from our TikTok. I think I have to try to change. Let me try to change the screen I'm sharing for. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So those who are watching on TikTok, let me see if I can select another screen. Let me try to see if I can select another screen. Okay, I think yes. Now yes. So now on the weekly chart, we've marked our key level. So apart from all this key level, we don't need any key level again. Putting more key level on our chart to make our chart to be dirty. So we are done with the weekly chart. Now what we need to do is, we know the weekly chart is bearish. So the next thing we need to do now is to go to the day chart. To the day chart. Now on the day chart, we see the market is bearish. Now on the day chart, we want to mark some key technical levels. Some key technical levels. Now on the day chart, you can see how price has been rallying from this swing high all the way down before price went up to test this swing high and then all the way down. Now let's study what we have at the bottom. At the bottom, before the price rally to this peak, we had a sweep of liquidity. After the sweep of liquidity, we had some internal market structure shift, then change of character. When we take out two successive highs in a downtrend, that is when we have change of character. What do I say? I said whenever we take out two low high swings out in a downtrend, that is when we have what we call, that is when we have change of character. After the first break of a low high, you still don't have a what? A change of character. It's just it's just a switch. Anything can happen. The switch can still become a buy side liquidity. Our market crash down and continues all the way down. But when price takes out two consecutive low high swings, that is when you say, okay, seems now we are having a change in the direction of the previous trend, which is what we call the change of character. So right here would be our first change of character. This here would be our first change of character. If you are watching from TikTok, please double tap on your screen, double tap on your screen, double tap on your screen. Now after this change, price rallied all the way down. We have our IDM zone. So the 0.57039 is our IDM zone. This is our IDM zone. Now if you study what we had from this rally all the way down, we can see price is what? Is pushing from the peak here all the way down, and we are having series of low high swings, lower low, low high swing, lower low. Now check out this last break of structure here. We can mark this level as our last break of structure here. This is our last break of structure to the downside, and this is our last what? Low high swings, showing us the market is what? Is bearish. You can see that the market is bearish. Market is going all the way down. So we don't need any indicator to tell us what is going on right there. We know the market is going bearish. So in a situation whereby market is going bearish, we should also be looking for a way to continue the trend, not until the market switch direction. If the market doesn't switch direction, then who are we to tell the market to change direction? You can see that. Now let's move to the 4-hour chart. Before we move to the 4-hour chart, let's study what we had. Are these our structural liquidity zone, or the price taken out as support? Now study what we had at the 0.57110. It seems like price wants to be held here as a support, but on Friday last week price broke it. Now Monday price tested it, that was a rejection. Today price is still testing it. Now do you want to take a trade as this test zone? No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. If you do that, then it means you don't know what you are doing if you join the market at this zone. So what do you want to do? You either want to follow the trend down or look out for what is happening right here on the lower time frame. So on the 4-hour chart, we look out for more swing structure. On the 4-hour chart, we are seeing the market is what? Is bearish, 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 bearish. It's going bearish. These are our main low high swings here. Our main low high swings here. These are our internal low high swings, or a retest point. These are our internal low high swings. Internal low high swings here. These are our main swing. These are our minor swing. Minor swing. Main swing. Main break of structure. The market is still bearish. So whatever we see right here is just like a trap. It is a trap. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to trade every day. You just have to wait for the right timing. Okay? That is it. You wait for the what? For the right timing to act. For the right time to act. Trading is all about waiting. Is that clear? If you can't wait, then you can't survive in this game. If you don't learn how to wait, you can't survive in this game. Because it is a game of waiting. The more you can wait, the more opportunities comes your way. So the market is still bearish on New Zealand USD. Now let's go to the 1-hour chart to see internal flows. On the 1-hour chart, what can we see? On the 1-hour chart, we are still seeing aggressive bearish swing. Now let's zoom out. See what we are seeing. See what is going on the 1-hour chart. Someone in his reasonable sense will never want to what? Do anything in relation to going against this strong trend here. You can see that. Let's zoom in on the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, are we seeing any pattern showing us to look out for trade against the trend? No. Are we seeing any pattern? If you are watching this on your TikTok, the best thing you can do is double tap to like. So you can see that. Low highs, lower low. Low highs. Now let's check it properly here. What do we have here? Low high, break of structure, lower low. Low high. What are we expecting? Break of structure for lower low. Yes. Now, going to the 15-minute chart, you see a lot of noise, but you can approach this noise if you know what you are doing. So based on what I have on the 15-minute chart, I can see if price can give us like a sweep of these highs here, a sweep. Although price gave us a sweep here, I think that was yesterday. Let's mark this level out. Mark this level out. If you are viewing us on TikTok, the best thing you can do to support the live stream is to double tap. Sweep of liquidity there. Internal market structure shift in direction of the daily and weekly momentum. Another break of structure. After we have our internal market structure shift, we have a pushback, which is usually trap zone. Market went all the way down, and this was the entry zone. This was the entry zone this morning around 9 a.m. So New Zealand USD is gone. It is gone. New Zealand USD is gone. This was the trigger zone all the way here. This was the trigger zone. Yes, it is gone. Now, that is what we have based on the 15-minute chart. The confirmation came on the 15-minute chart. From the 15-minute chart, you can see that. Let me put it on the 15-minute chart so you guys can see. You can see that. Okay. Those who are on TikTok, this is an opportunity for you to comment any assets you'd want us to check out. Any asset you want us to check out, comment. If you are from TikTok, comment any particular asset you want us to check out. Now, guys, let's check out other assets. Let me wipe this out so that we have a clean chart. If you are watching from TikTok, please comment any asset you want us to analyze. We promise to check it out for you. Okay, we have gold from TikTok. Okay, let's go check out gold. Let's swipe out gold and start from the weekly chart. And start from the weekly chart. So now on the weekly chart of gold, this is our peak, undefeated peak. On the weekly chart, our identified break of structure comes in at 4,385 from the weekly chart. However, we still need to adjust it from the day chart. We are done marking our key levels from the weekly chart. Now let's go to the day chart. This is what we have on the day chart. This is what we have on the day chart. You can see how I mark my key level zones. That is the first thing I always do. We need to create boundaries. We need to create what? Boundaries. Creation of boundaries is the first step when it comes to running your analysis. You don't just want to trade without knowing the boundary, the limits. You need to know the limits. You need to know your limits. You need to know what? Your limits in the market. If you don't have your key levels, then you don't know when to stop trading and when to get out with what you have made. Yes, because you don't have your key levels. So from the 4-hour chart, we look out for more levels. 4-hour chart. Now here comes the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we will read levels. We want to read structures. We want to read structures. Here comes the 4-hour chart. Let's zoom out totally. On the 4-hour chart, we have some levels, dynamic levels, which was being taken out at those zones. So we can eliminate that. It is gone. Let's zoom in. The first low high in this market, we need to track it out. Low high. Now we track it out. You can see how my analysis started from the higher time frame all the way to day charts, all the way to 4-hour charts. We want to look out for main swings in the market. Our next main swing is the swing we have right here. We mark it out. Point of breakout. There could be a retest. We need to mark it out. We need to know the boundaries in the market. Yes. You can see that. We had a boundary here, but it has been invalidated. You can see the boundary even acted. Now check it out. The boundary we had right here, you can see when price got right here, price respected it, and the price did what? A retest and then push back. So this level has expired. If you had placed your levels or your boundary here, you would have known there was an opportunity to short right here. So this is expired. This is gone. The latest level now is at the price of the 4,839. So now there's possibility for price to give something like this. That it is a possibility, not a guarantee. Yeah, it's a possibility, not a guarantee. All right. Now on the 4-hour chart, we saw price is projecting all the way down. Now let's check the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, we have a low here which gave us a break of structure here. We had another low here which gave us a break of structure here. Now we have sideways market here. At these zones here, if you like yourself, your trading account, you shouldn't be doing anything here. You shouldn't be doing anything here. Now that is gone. The main swing here, we mark it. Price broke it. Price rejected it. Holding price, you can see that. You can see how those key levels kept on proving themselves to be relevant. You can see that. So right now, we are waiting for possible buy side liquidity at the top or price crashing all the way down to our 4,385 or more lower. Let's check the 15-minute chart. Chart. We have the price of 4,385 to wash out. Yes. CRT is useful. CRT is good. CRT is a good strategy. Shall use it to follow the trend? I use it sometimes. So based on what we have right here, you can see price need to close to 4,385 to see what price has to offer. We also have 4,600 price level. Yes. We also have 4,840 price level. So whatever is going on right here is a trap, because this damn thing here is going to be difficult to analyze for opportunities. Let's go to 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart. Nothing realistic yet on 5-minute chart. The only trade execution I can spot on the 5-minute chart which has gone was at the zone. The sweep the break, another break, the break of structure. Now from this swing low to the break here, expectation was price need to crash down to 4,500, but price didn't get to 4,500. So in future, let's see what price has to do at 4,500. Yes, 4,500. Now checking this 4,500 from their 1-hour chart. Let's zoom in. 4,500 from the 1-hour chart. 4,500, as you can see, it was a very strong demand zone. You can see how this candlestick led to a more bullish rally. You can see that. So the sweep occurred at this zone. Let's change the color. Took out this structure, comes down, take out this structure. This structure needs to be revisited. So that is another way around. If you don't understand this, let me show you again, once again. This structure was taken out through a sweep. We took out this high, we retested again, we broke structures, we went up. We have an unfinished business right here. So price needs to come down, finish this business before going up. So that is what we have on XAU paired against USD. So guys, we've done a lot today. This is 2 p.m. Let's go through the request section. Someone requested Euro AUD. Let's go through Euro AUD. Now, pay attention, study how I mark, how I start the analysis. Weekly chart. First thing, wipe out everything on your chart. Everything on your chart, wipe them out. Now we have a clean chart from the weekly chart. You can see that. Now let's zoom in. Zooming in, first thing we want to mark our levels. We had a level here. Can see how this break of structure gave us a retest of structure, price bounce up, price got rejection here. Now we have another what? Key level resistance. So we've marked important sections out on the weekly chart. We've marked important sections out on the weekly chart. Yes. Now we know our boundaries. We know the limit. We know the limit. Now the next thing is to move on to the day chart. Here comes the day chart. Here comes our day chart. We have to scan through prices for possible levels yet to be seen on the weekly chart. The level here, I am not going to treat it as a level because price bounced through freely. So instead of having a level here, this is now irrelevant to me. Out. And here, irrelevant to me. Out. But we can put one here as a minor level. Now I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the reason. For those who don't know the reason why we have to put a level right there. Now study this movement here. When price got here, we bounced all the way up. This level gave us a rejection of this high before price bounced all the way down. Now price came right here. It looks like it's going to go up. We got a Twizzler's bottom. Price did what? Broke with massive volume. So this massive volume proved that for this level, there was a strong level here, and for it to be taken out, we need massive volume, and this volume proved it. Now the reason why we have a minor level here is support taking out a potential resistance. Now study the day chart. What can you see? Price is pushing all the way down. That is what we can see from the what? From the day chart. The day chart is telling us price is pushing all the way down. You don't need any indicator to tell you this. You don't need any indicator to tell you this. Do it manually. You will get it. Price took out this low and this low. So we are down. Price is down. And again, price is breaching these two levels here. So price is down. You don't need an indicator. So that is soft. Before that, look at these highs. Price has been struggling to take out. You can mark this level right here. You can see whenever price gets to this price of their 1.16420, price always spans to the downside. So there's a strong technical levels here. Price is still struggling to break. You can see that. You can see that. You can see that. Now from the 4-hour chart, let's get back to the day chart and make this our trend line, our level to be shown on the lower time frame. If you enjoy this live stream, double tap on your screen. If you are watching from TikTok, if you are watching from YouTube, comment ChartsEmpire. So from the 4-hour chart, this is what we have. Market is bearish. Now tell me, a trader in his or her right sense wouldn't want to take any trade right here at this middle here. The best zone to look out for trade is at this extreme top or extreme bottom. I mean, either at this top for possible short, or at this bottom for possible long. You can see that when price tap into these zones here, there's always a rejection to the upside. When price tap to this upside, there's always a rejection from the upside, from the upside to downside. So this is a sideways market structure. So why are you looking out for entries at the middle? It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't. It doesn't. So now we remove all this. Now this is what we have on the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is bearish, but at this medium right here, we can see it's a sideways market structure. We then look out for upswing to the down, or from the bottom to the top. All right. Now we move on to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, here comes what we have on the 1-hour chart. Now price is now becoming more noise, and this is the problem you have when you drop to the 1 or lower time frame. You need to process a lot of information. Let's zoom out. Nothing realistic. So if I were you, I want to see how price will use these two zones right here as a liquidity zone. Then price comes all the way down, take out this low, then maybe boom all the way up. If I were you, yes. So that is it. So that is it. All right. So currently right now, on the Euro USD, I'm seeing nothing realistic for any opportunity right here. So if you guys have any opportunity, you guys can let me know. So going on YouTube, someone said inverse head and shoulder or whatever. So do you have any other currency pairs you guys want us to check out? Do you have any other currency pairs you guys want us to check out? You guys can comment if there's any currency pairs. Someone say US oil. Okay, let's go to US oil. WTI. We wipe out everything out. Now the first thing we have to do is to mark key levels. This is the peak. The peak, $131.27 per barrel. We marked out that peak. Let's look out for another main swings we can mark out. We have another swings here. Can see that was a very clean swings. Can see that? And at the bottom we have another swing we can mark out. That is our technical support zone. You can see how we marked it out. So we have another levels here which can be marked out. We marked it out. We are done on the weekly chart. Now let's move to the day chart. Although there is a level here we can mark, but let's ignore that. Let's go to the day chart, because when you put too much lines on your chart becomes too dirty. You don't even know which level to look out for. Now on the day chart, this is what we have on the day chart. Here comes the day chart. Day chart is bullish. We have a swing high here. Okay, let's go to the forward chart. Let's get back to the weekly chart. Weekly is bullish. Let's mark out this level which rejected price all the way down. Let's make it appear on the weekly, on the lower time frame, because that was a level price gave us our first low high swing before price crashed all the way to this low. Now we move on back to the day chart. On the day chart, this is what we have. On the 4-hour chart, this is what we have. We are having price rallying all the way up. We have some internal breakout structures. Right here, price broke. We make this line to show on the 4-hour chart and below. Four-hour chart and below. And we have what? Higher low swings here. Let's check the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, check out what we had. A low, higher low. We took out this low high. We took out series of low highs, and then finally we broke out a structure here. We broke some lows here before price crashed into this lower low, and this was the last low before price swept all the way up. Internal market structure shift, breakout structure to the upside. Now don't forget, on the weekly chart we are bullish. On the weekly chart we are what? We are bullish. Let's check the day chart. On the day chart we are what? We are bullish. On the day chart we are bullish. On the 4-hour chart, we should be looking out for possible bullish setup. On the 1-hour chart, we are looking out for bullish setup. We cannot get in right here. Now we have two options. Now we defined our higher low swings. We defined our breakout structures. And before then, let's check out series of structures we broke out at this level, which is another indication of strength in the bullish rally. Strength, and then another strength. Now study all these strengths right here. Let's study all the strengths. Low highs taken out, low highs taken out. These are significant strengths in the market, proving a lot happened at those zones. So it's not just a zone, it's a zone whereby something interesting occurred. So ignorance is not an excuse at those levels. We broke out all this series of levels, we broke them all the way up. Now some traders may be looking out for a short right here, but I think the best way to approach this market would be to look out for possible long zones to long at these levels. Now there are two ways to approach your entries. Number one, your Fibonacci from this level to the point of internal market structure shifts. Now wait for price to crash below the 50% Fibonacci, so you get it at a discount or premium level. So which means at this level or this level, it will be nice. Fire it all the way up. You can see that. Alternatively, your Fibonacci from this low to this high Look out for your 0.78 to accumulate or to do the markup. But right here we had a strong demand. We marked out this demand. We marked out that strong demand. You can see how we start our analysis. So in summary, demand comes in on US oil at these yellow zones. So if you are to be a trader right here in this market, those are the ways you should be looking at for possible opportunities. So doing against this, trying to short right here, you may be lucky, but it's a very risky setup. Yes. So guys, do we have any other currency pairs you want us to check out before we put an end to this live stream? Do you have any other market you want us to check out before we put an end to this live stream? Do you have? Comment section. Okay, someone said gold. Let's check out gold. We already analyzed gold. I'll just make a review. I said on gold, our 4,600, 4,385, these are the levels, and 4,840, these are the levels for trade opportunities. That was what I stated. Yes. So that is the summary we have on those currency pairs. All right. So let's check other markets. Someone said Euro USD. We already analyzed Euro USD. Someone said US 30. Let's check Euro USD. This is Euro USD. I told you it's better we wait for price to come all the way down below 1.14429 before we look out for possible trade opportunities. Please, if you are watching from TikTok, please, I want you to double tap. I want our likes to get to 1,000. That is the assignment. I want the likes to be 1,000 right now. We are on 644. Let's get it to 1,000. Let's get it to 1,000 on TikTok. Get it to 1,000. Let's get it to 1,000. We are 716. Let's get it to 1,000. Just keep on double tapping. Just keep double tapping. Keep double tapping. Then it gets to 1,000. Just keep double tapping. Then we get to 1,000. We are now at 800. Yes, let's do more. Keep double tapping, then we get to 1000. Double tap, then we get to 1000. We are closing to 900. Thank you. Double tap, then we get to 1000. Almost getting there. Double tap, then we get to 1000. Thank you, guys. We are 1000. All right. Now, Euro USD, based on what I said, checking on the weekly chart, I said we are in a downtrend, and for us to look out for high probability zones, we either look out for opportunities at the top or at the bottom. You can see that. So that's what I said. So which means price should either flow, take out the buy side liquidity here, push all the way down, or take out sell liquidity outright here, push all the way up. That is if price would continue in a sideways market structure. Now guys, let's check out US 30. US 30 will start from the weekly chart as usual. This is for the indices traders, index traders. US 30. We mark out our key level structures. That is the first thing. We need to create boundaries. You need to create boundaries. We need to create boundaries. We have a key level right here taken out and acted as a retest. You can see when traders were shorting all the way down, you can see those who ignore the importance of support and resistance, the market got back some of their profits. Yeah, because they ignored the importance of creating boundaries in the market. So that is the first thing you want to do before you run an analysis. Now we look out for the peak in this market. Here comes our peak. Yes, these are what we need to first do. Create boundaries. Then we move on to the, in fact, if the price should follow the way more down, we have another level here we can mark out. It was a swing higher low that led to the break of this resistance, so we mark it. Now we come to the day chart. On the day chart, here we go. You can see how we kept on marking levels, having easy to understand chart, easy to analyze and clean chart. Now we had a sweep of liquidity at this support zone. Now at this level here, we have a break of higher low swings, so we can mark that level as a minor structure. We can do that. Mark that level as a minor structure. We marked it. Now we can move on to the 4-hour chart. Before we move on to the 4-hour chart, we can see the market is coming down aggressively bearish, but we had a sweep of liquidity at this structure, so which is showing us aggressive bullish trends at the bottom. So sentiment should start changing. But have we had confirmation to go for long entries? Let's check it out on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, market structure time frame. 4-hour chart, market structure time frame. Here comes a 4-hour chart. We have a clean chart, easy to understand chart, easy to understand chart, well defined chart. You can see how we swept this low. We swept this low right here. After we swept this low, can we see is an internal market structure shift on the 4-hour chart? No, we are yet to see that. So we mark these low high swings in this bearish market structure. In a downtrend market structure, there's always a buy side liquidity resting above a low high swings.
In a bearish market structure, there's always buy side liquidity resting above each low high swings. Likewise, in a low swings, there's always a sell side liquidity rising at the bottom of a swing low. This is a sell side liquidity. Those who thought price was going down, they initiated a short and price reversed them up, which is called a sweep. Now let's zoom in on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we can see kind of a consolidation market structure. Now, we want to define buy side liquidities in this market structure. We have a low high swings right here. Now, can price just move on, tap this structure, and then come all the way down? If market is going to do that, can we see any point whereby market price would want to push into before it goes to short? There's a strong sell structures right here, which is an LVG zones. We mark that level. Now we are building more confidence factors to decide or to find a potential strong point of bearish sentiment. You can see that. Now let's check the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, we zoom out totally to see the overall trend. We can see on the 1-hour chart, price is strongly bearish. Price was rushing down aggressively. There was a precipitation of prices. Just like when the rain falls, it pours down aggressively. Now, after this sweep of our liquidity here, we got an internal market structural shift. We have it right here. We have it here. And then we have our protected low, which was our sweep of liquidity right here. We had our rising higher low here. After price broke it out, price didn't give us a retest. Price went all the way up and up, but price is here to break this level. Now, based on what I'm seeing right here, price is likely to give us a pattern which looks like this. One, all the way down, so these are the patterns, and the definition of this pattern shows this way: top one, bottom, IDM, sweep, buy side liquidity, sweep, buy side liquidity, distribution. Yeah, if you don't understand that, opt in for training at ChartsEmpire Trading Academy. WhatsApp or Telegram, check the link or the number on your screen. So patiently as a hunter waiting for its prey, for his or her prey, we are quietly waiting at that level. So that is what we have on the US 30. We are patiently waiting to see actions to be triggered. Now let's check it out. Euro JPY has been proposed on YouTube. So Euro JPY is the next on our list. Euro JPY. Let's check it out. The first thing, we mark out our key level structures. You need to create boundaries. Without boundaries, there is no respect. You need to create boundaries. Without boundaries, there is no respect. We need respect. We need to create a form of respect. Yes. Without boundaries, there is no respect. There should be respect. The peak of our high on the weekly chart here comes 187. Or 186.932. Let's check on the day chart. We're seeing the weekly chart is bullish. Check our trend line, pointing all the way up. Price is now weak. You can see our trend line on the weekly chart. You can see that. See this candlestick which broke our trend line. That is massive. Let's see how this candlestick with this trend line acts on the lower time frame. You can see it. You can see that. So these are boundaries to be monitored on the what? Lower time frame. You can see how we created boundaries. Is that clear? We created boundaries. That was the first thing we did. Now we move on to our day chart. Let's look out for levels. We had a break of structure here. Break of structure, break of structure, sweep of structure. That is sweep of liquidity. This structure here. After we swept this structure, price went all the way down. Price was unable to clear out this trend line. This trend line rebounded price all the way up, and price broke this trend line right here. So we have our first lower low here. Right here we'll see our higher low. Our higher low here, our lower low here. These are our first lower low in this market structure. So we mark them out. You can see how I carefully mark my key level structure. Simplicity is the key. Simplicity. Simplicity is the key. Thank you, Mr. Uluwafemi. Simplicity is the key. Now, the structure which gave us a lower low, this is the high which gives us a lower low. We mark it out as well. From this low high, we got a lower low. So this is a strong low high because it broke this last higher low. So it's a strong low high. We have to mark it out. We need to mark it out. We need to mark it out because it's a strong low high. Now that we marked it out on the day chart, we mark our strong low highs and our first break of higher low. We mark them out. We can now proceed to the 4-hour chart. Here comes the 4-hour chart. Here comes the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we can see more breakup structures, but let's just ignore this and focus on this 1 and 2. because the more drawings you draw, you have two dirty charts. Yes, just leave that out. Now, should we be looking out for trade at these zones? What can you guys see? This is a sideways market structure. On the weekly chart, price is bullish. On the day chart, price is still bullish, but we are seeing a weak trend. On the 4-hour chart, we are seeing sideways market structure. Whenever price gets to this up, it bounces down from the bottom to the top all the way down. Now take note of the last swings we had right here. It doesn't get to this structure, which is showing us that there's strong bullish rally. So if you're looking at to short this, be very careful of because of this high low high swing here. So it's likely price would want to break to the upside. Unlike if we had something like this, then it will be good to, okay. So based on what I'm looking out for as a trader, I want price to what? Continue its rally all the way up, take out this structure, then distribute. So this means I have to wait for days or weeks. This is a liquidity from a sweep all the way down, structural liquidity all the way down. So this is structural liquidity zone, structural liquidity zone. So guys, we've tried a lot today. I have to go for the VIP students. So if you're enjoying this live stream, give it a thumbs up, like, share, put a comment down. Probably we may be here tomorrow if there's any changes in the market. If our analysis today is still valid for tomorrow, there I see no reason to be on the live stream. So summary, I'm expecting price to push all the way up before we distribute all the way down. That is on Euro JPY. So it means we have to wait for a long time. Yeah. Thank you guys for your support. You guys are a wonderful set of people. So I'll be right here tomorrow. Stay safe, manage your risk. See you in the next one. Thank you.